We're back.
We're back. Hey.
Hey.
Is that looking better?
Yeah, you look great.
There's the door, and there's without the door.
Behind the green door, but this is behind the white door. He's in his studio, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Colin W.
Hey, welcome, Marty.
Thank you.
Welcome to Startalk. We already have a lot of people lined up in the chat. And
Yeah,
I think one of the things we wanted to start off with tonight is taking a look backwards. What episode is this? Are we at 14 already?
14 right now.
14. Wow.
Yeah.
So part of what we're doing is kind of looking back and talking a bit about. We do have a special guest on the show tonight,
sure.
But I just want to talk a little bit about our previous guest, Marty, and
definitely.
We had some of the all-time greats.
I believe that.
The greatest of all time, including Roy Orbison, and it was wonderful to be chatting about Roy and his life with none other than Larry Branson, who's been a person who's brought Roy Orbison to the fans for many, many years.
Absolutely.
We had Marty Edwards on, who talked about his time singing all the great songs of Kenny Rogers.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Learning a bit about him and his life. And
who else? Kenny Blues Boss Wayne, with his own style of music, as well as his tribute to Fats Domino. Definitely a great show.
Yep, they were definitely the greatest of all time, those guys. And not to mention, we had some of our close friends, people like Russ Marsland and Suzanne on, and hopefully we'll get them back to actually play live on this show. That's one of my goals. We also had good friend and fellow musician Johnny Ferreira.
That's him.
And that was a fantastic episode.
Taxman Johnny, that's him.
And what about your man, Billy?
Oh, Billy Culp, yeah. Very versatile guy, singer, songwriter, producer, very, very good friend and tremendous guest. And you've worked with him many times, as have I. Yeah, that was a good show. They've all been good shows. I mean, it's so hard to pick which one is better than the other because, in my opinion, they're all stellar individuals, solid individuals, pros like ourselves. And I think we're heading in the right direction, my friend.
Oh, we've got Mark Cook on tonight. He said, you guys are awesome with 3 thumbs up. Well,
Mark.
You're awesome, Mark. Thanks for being here.
You're awesome too, Mark.
Welcome back. Will, Kareem, Joseph,
yeah,
Agnes. She's looking forward to tonight.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Oh, Richie's got his popcorn and iced tea ready.
Really?
Joseph. Fantastic. Val.
Well, listen.
MJ. There's Alicia. Lots of people to call out there, and Timothy, Larry, Howard. Wow, yeah. Tim, Kelly, good to see you all. Anyway, Marty, what were you going to share? You showed me a card there earlier before we came on air.
Well,
what was that all about?
It's a very interesting story. It is a collectible. Actually, it's turned into an unbelievable collectible. Garnet, our producer, came out this weekend to a collectible show that I was doing, and we did a clip which you put on our channel, Colin, Marty's Collectibles, which you and your wife saw, which Billy Culp commented on, and that. We're getting a lot of exposure in various avenues. Well, this happened to be the day he came out, and I had a bin of sports cards, assorted, like basketball, baseball, hockey, golf. It didn't matter. But they're what they call commons. They're not really star cards. They're not like the Gretzky's and the Lemieux and all that. They're just everyday guys that make up a team. You know, it takes a team to make it happen, right, in sports. So the bottom line, this guy's going through, and he says to me, how much is this? So I says, well, you got to take it all. It's a mixture. He says, well, I want to do a thing for Thanksgiving with my kid. I want to get these cards, take them home, share them with him, enlighten them, and introduce them to collectibles, which is what we're all about, the NFTs and everything, and your conception and everybody that works on the team. So the bottom line is he reaches in and he says, can I have a look? I says, go right ahead. So out of nowhere, he brings up a card of none other than a guy by the name of Mark Jackson.
Was that in your box?
Yeah, it's in my box.
Yeah.
And it's a common card. He's a player for the NBA. So I say to him, what's so special about that? I mean, it's just a basketball card. He says, are you kidding? He says, you know who's on this card? I said, yeah, Mark Johnson. I mean, he's right there. It shows him. He says, no, look beside him. And I look beside him, and usually, like, you know, when they do these NBA games and that, there's Jack Nicholson or John Travolta or you and me or Randy and the band when we're somewhere at a function. They feature us, the camera, when we're doing a show or something and we're guests. The long and the short of it is, he says, hey, that's none other than Lyle and Eric Mendez, the Mendez brothers. I said, what? The Mendez brothers? They're killers.
Yeah.
He said, exactly. He said, they killed their parents. I said, are you kidding? You're full of it. So he hands me the card, and I see them. And I go, oh, my goodness. And he says to me, what did you say you wanted for this box? So I said,
not for sale.
I said, no. I said 20. So he says, good. I've got the card. Possession is 9/10 of the law. So there it is to the left, right there. If Garnet can split the screen, you'll see the Mendez brothers are to the left of him running down. He's running down court. They're over on this side right here. There they are. It's hard to get there to get to focus, but they're definitely there. Needless to say, he says to me, I'll take it. I says, you'll take the cards, right? He says, yeah. Give me back the Mendez brothers card. I says, no, you didn't buy anything. You just brought this to my attention. I says, these are mine. I says, until I have the money in my hand, you don't own them. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Nice guy, laughing. He says, well, you got to do me a favor. He says, you got to give them to me for $15 then. You want 20. That card's got to be worth at least $5. Well, guess what? I looked up this card, and graded 10, it's $1,000 US. Every day on eBay, it's $650. $650.
Wow. And you're going to get rid of it for $20.
Yeah, so I'm getting rid of it for $20. So I said, hey, I better do a little bit more homework on my commons. But you know, neither here nor there, Colin. It came in a lot of cards that I've had for approximately 6 years. I didn't do anything. I wouldn't have known.
Yeah,
the average
just
world
goes to show you.
You know, I went and I did a search. These guys promptly went out, the Mendez brothers, purchased NBA tickets, bought fancy cars, went to fancy restaurants and everything, but they also murdered their parents. And the NBA, it turned
Speaking of horror and gore,
yes,
we have a special guest on tonight.
Yeah.
Tim said he says he saw Mark Messier at the recycling center this weekend.
right. Were they
Interesting.
recycling him? Were they recycling him, or was he just there?
It's funny. Thanks for sharing that, Tim. It was funny.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Mark.
I played a gig, and none other than Glenn Anderson from the Edmonton Oilers dynasty team was there, so I had a chat with him.
Yeah,
well.
oh yeah,
So,
we did one in Edmonton with Randy and BTO with Gary Peterson, Timmy, and Fred in it, and the whole Edmonton Oilers, including Glenn Sather, came after their game in Edmonton and came to the show, and we hung out with all of them, and they signed a lot of autographs, but mainly they signed the bar bill, and Timmy tried to give it to me to pay. And I said, what are you doing? And he said, the manager came to me and says, we spent $950 on booze. I says, Timmy, you don't drink. Randy doesn't drink. I don't drink. Peterson may have had a scotch. Fred may have had a whiskey. That's not $950. I says, let me see that. And sure enough, they slid it under Randy's at the table. They slid it under his water and said, could you please sign this? And he did.
Wow.
And then the manager held me to task the next morning to pay $950, which I immediately refused to do. And I said, it ain't going to happen, my friend. And we walked out. They ate the bill for $950. I said, you go to the Oilers, your hometown boys, and you collect from them. They've got a lot more money than we have.
That's funny.
That's a true story.
That is a true story. I remember you doing that at the place in Miami. That was hilarious. They told us, they said, you can have anything you want,
Yeah.
run up the bill anywhere you want, bar,
Do whatever
fridge,
you want.
hotel, room service, everything's on the house.
Right.
And then everybody went to one guy, Gord's room.
Right.
And they had those little champagne bottles in
That's
it
right.
was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I remember us all sitting there and anyway, he got the bill the next day. I think it was like $1,100.
Oh yeah, for his fridge for the bar. You're right, 100%, Colin. And then another time, which you and I did in Edmonton with the band, when we were backing Kenny and Larry, as a matter of fact, and a buddy Holly. Remember, we went in to the restaurant there, and everything was free, and we could charge the booze. And that we ended up in the comedians' room next door.
Oh, that's right. We watched those comedians. They were hilarious.
They were hilarious, but we had run of the place, like Colin said, the same way. And we must have rang up that night between supper and snacks after the show and booze, at least $1,200-$1,300. And the
well, who we had with us then. We shouldn't bring that up. We've got to get our guest on because
we won't bring
he's
it up.
got to leave a little bit early because he's got a soccer game. And we were talking about the horror a little bit and the Mendes brothers and things like that. So let's bring on Jason Mills. And Jason's here with us, and we're coming up to Halloween, and I think Jason's got something in store for us just prior to that. Jason, welcome to Startalk with Colin and Marty.
Yeah, welcome. How you doing, brother?
Good.
Who's that crazy guy behind you on that screen?
Oh, that's Daddy.
Ooh.
That's Daddy. Wow.
Daddy the Clown. That's the film that actually releases on Friday.
Oh, wow. Pre-Halloween.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Yeah.
Excellent timing.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. It's a sequel to Clown Motel Vacancies. So killer clowns, pretty jumpy, scary.
Yeah. Clowns are always scary.
Yeah.
Clown Posse's the scariest.
Well, thanks for being on. I know you've been on Startalk before. Just previously, we had you on with other guests, but this time it's all you. Anything you want to share before we watch a clip of Daddy, of what's going on with Jason these days?
I've been just making movies and family films, horrors, bit of everything. Mix it up, I'm gonna try every genre to see. So,
how did you get your start in filmmaking?
Filmmaking was so it's kind of my dad always had a camera in his hand, so I guess I always got it from him. But I had little action figures and we would film them and make little motion things, videos, and they were like, I don't know, I just started at a young age, and then grade 10 was when I really kicked off and started to just love what I do, So
you're the dad with the camera in the hand now.
Yeah, pretty much. My kids are like, oh, actually my kids wants to make videos now. I was like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Garnet, do we want to show a clip? Here we go.
Things have been great. As good as they can be. My daughter, Talia, she's amazing.
I love you because you're strong as a mountain and gentle like feathers, and I'm safe in your arms as I drift off to sleep. I love you, Daddy, because you're my Daddy.
What was Daddy like?
You very, very much. Good night, sweetheart.
Good night, Mommy.
I'm finally getting to feel like I'm free. And I saw there was a murder, and the killer was a clown.
A manhunt is underway for this man who goes by the name of Daddy.
Detective Warren Deacon called about something suspicious.
It is believed his face has a tattoo of a clown, and he is wanted for multiple murders and kidnappings.
Boo.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Scary.
it's fun.
I saw that at the end only on YouTube. Can you explain to the people that are watching tonight what that means?
Yeah, so this is a sequel to the first one, and I made it for YouTube, for my YouTube channel. So the first one is actually available on my YouTube, but it's also available on Tubi, Amazon Prime, and all of that as well. But I made it like for my YouTube, and it's all made for under $1,000.
Oh,
Wow.
So that's what the crazy thing is, and it's like the actor Darren is just so fun to work with, and we do a lot together, different movies. But this is his star
Piece de
role.
resistance.
Yeah.
Wow. Where did you come up with the idea for Daddy?
Daddy it come from the first one, so it was a family of clowns, and he was the kind of one that stood out. So keep him alive, you know.
I noticed that the music is always a real big part
Totally.
of horror movies. And how do you produce the music? Where does that come from?
Thomas Bachman, he does the music, soundtracks and stuff, and I also get local bands if they want to put their music in there or whatever, if they want to have them in a movie, which is pretty fun to just share everybody's art right in one.
scary.
Yeah.
So you said this is premiering on Friday night on YouTube?
Friday night on YouTube, yeah. I will have my first live video just before with the actors. A few of the actors are coming out to talk and chat and answer some questions. So, yeah, it'll be a fun place to be.
What's a quick synopsis of the story? I mean, we saw from the trailer, obviously, that he's a fairly disturbed, murdering clown, but
he has some unfinished business with this young terror and the baby. Because in the first one, I don't want to spoil anything, but it was all bred from the first one. So it's like a revenge.
Now, can people watch the first one before on YouTube?
Free on YouTube or Amazon Prime, Tubi, and a bunch of other platforms and stuff. Yeah.
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah.
That's great.
And there's also a 41 episode series of how I made it for under $1,000, which is on
41
YouTube, Picture Studios. Yeah.
Ray Pep's got a thing there. Whoa, Daddy looks awesome.
Thanks, Ray. So when you say you're actually showing people how to produce a film for a budget of that size, and how does that work exactly?
Well, pretty much do everything you can yourself.
Yeah, I guess that's part of it.
Like if you have to learn every aspect of the film, like do every angle, and then you understand it, from mute. Like obviously I have music guys coming in to help me with the music and stuff, but like I also love doing that too. So you just do everything, and that's how I save money, really.
Tim says 41 episodes, that's a master class, and it actually is. And I think people would get a lot of value out of that. I know part of what we're doing in Starwire is we're empowering young filmmakers like yourself to take on a lot of the responsibility and find ways and different systems that they can use, like the whole Starwire revenue generator, like we can use the smart contract builder and whatnot to make sure that the people do get credit for their work. Exactly. And so maybe that can end up as a master class in itself at a later date.
Great.
Yeah.
Marty, do you like horror films?
Oh, yeah. Jason and I have talked many times. I've got a couple of 300, and Jason's going to come by. I've got them in beta and VHS, and a lot of them, as Jason knows, didn't go onto Blu-ray or any of that format. They've gone maybe over to Netflix or something, but the rare and obscure stuff is still here in the vault. So I told Jason he has free hand to go through and access and anything to help him with that. I also have tremendous books on horror, hardbound stuff by Bela Lugosi, Boris Karloff, all the early guys, plus all the producers that Jason would know all these names. So it's a tremendous vault of knowledge. I mean, you could search it obviously on the internet, but there's going to be a lot of the early guys that maybe didn't make it there. or maybe people didn't offer them up for rendering, so they didn't know. But yeah, Jason's more than welcome to.
We've got some of the links in the chat. So there's millspicturesstudios.com, plus there's the YouTube links if anybody wants to go there. And we'll also share a link for the pre-show chat session when that's available.
For sure.
Cool. Yeah, Marty, you've got horror books, you've got horror films. I have to weigh in on the other side. I've never been a big horror guy. I just, for whatever reason, I don't like to be scared.
No.
And so you actually do family films. This is a segue that I'm doing, if you haven't guessed already, to another film that you're doing. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that one, Jason?
Oh, this
Elvis
one,
the Pig. Yeah.
Elvis the Pig.
Yeah, this is a family film. We just finished shooting. It's actually really fun to work with animals, to be honest. I actually had a lot of fun. And it's totally different to usual horror. But I got some kids now, and I want them to get involved and enjoy it. And they had some laughs on the set, watching the big poop scenes and stuff. So it was pretty fun.
The big poop scene. Oh, there we go.
So now Elvis the Pig. Now you had a pig, and
I have a pig. Yeah, that is my pig. Elvis is our own pig. Yeah, we own Elvis.
Okay, so what's it like owning a pig?
Awesome. It's like a dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just he used to live in our house because we used to live in a farm, which is basically the story in the movie is what happened with us because we had to move from the farm, but we had a place for the pig to go, and in the movie it goes a different way.
So give us a little synopsis of that. They're families on a farm. They're forced to move.
Yeah, they're forced to move financial reasons and stuff, and they have to get rid of the pig, and not really realizing how close the pig and the little girl are. They have a really close bond, and it interferes in the film. But it's also really funny, so it's got all emotions throughout the movie. So, good family movie.
Fantastic. So
very cool.
Flip from horror of the worst kind.
And there's Daddy right there. Daddy's in this movie. Daddy plays. There you go. There he is right there.
That's the same guy? Wow.
The guy on the side, right there in the hat.
Oh, in the hat. Wow.
Yeah, he plays the villain in this one too. So it's kind of cool. I see him as a villain. Sorry, Darren.
Gabby's a villain.
Well, that's fantastic.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I just want to open it up to people in the chat. I know there's a few people. Elvis the Pig, looking forward to watching. Santa's brother says, love pigs as pets. Great show. I always learn something here. I see some GH5s in Jason's picks. Somebody saying, oh, thumbs up.
GH5's great.
Tremendous.
Those are cameras, right?
Yeah, I went from the GH2. I skipped the 3, but I went GH4 and then GH5.
Really?
Yeah.
So right up there.
It's awesome. It's a great camera, yeah.
And you do surround sound in 4K as well, right?
Yeah, everything. Yeah, I do the 5.1 mix.
Phenomenal, yeah.
Well, those are great images. What about the little girl there?
She's amazing. Yeah. Her and the pig.
Obviously, the star of the show besides the pig.
Yeah, they had this bond, like best friend bond straight away, which was really cool. And that's mother and daughter, real life.
Real life, wow.
That's
I'm looking forward to seeing this. This looks like a great show.
It's going to be tremendous. We're going to have a live premiere, Colin, with you and I interviewing Jason and all the characters, and we're going to do a premiere at a theater. We're discussing that with Jason. You've been away on business and that, and you haven't been brought up to speed this last week. You've been very busy. So that's basically where we're at.
Cool.
Wow. I love the pig. Looks awesome. He's
you
first think of a pig as being a little tiny pink piglet, but this is like
he looks like an Elvis. He looks like an Elvis.
He does.
They're very smart and they're very clean. They're clean animals. They're very hip animals. They're very intelligent as well.
William says, what was the greatest challenge of shooting on set for Elvis the Pig?
The weather.
Yeah,
the weather, because it's just been crazy. Like end of August was pretty crazy with like it was windy, rainy, hot, like we had to like just dodge the weather, but it worked out. Always works
Fantastic.
out.
For sure.
So now, after the YouTube release of Daddy, is that going to go on to some of the streaming services, or is it a one-time thing? Or
Yeah, it will go on the. I just give it to my YouTube first, so they get to enjoy it first, especially for Halloween.
Mhm.
Little treat, and then it comes out on Tubi and all the other platforms a bit later.
Fantastic.
Well,
we're going to bring Garnet on here shortly. I know that you've got to leave a little bit early because you're playing soccer, or are you going to a soccer game?
No, playing soccer. Yeah,
You're
I'm
actually playing.
Still going, yeah.
I think it's a bit rainy out there, so
it's going to be cold. It's going to be cold.
Take the pig with you.
Yeah, we did once.
I was a soccer dad for many, many years. I loved it, and but standing on the sidelines in the pouring rain and the cold wind was often a challenge. And
yeah,
but if you're dressed well for it, and
you got to have the right coat, the right
soccer coat, and my wife called it the body bags.
Totally.
And we'd wrap ourselves up in theirs and put our umbrellas up. There's Garnet. Welcome.
Hey, Jason, before you go, who would you say is one of the greats of the horror film genre?
Of all,
or one of the great films that really inspired you?
Chucky.
Charles.
Yeah.
Chucky's my guy.
And you got
I have the doll over there. I got the real doll.
Got a doll.
Pretty awesome.
Why did it affect you so much? What did it make you feel when you were watching it?
I never watched it as like, oh my God, I'm terrified of this doll. I was like, wow, they made this mechanical doll be creepy. Yep. I was looking at how they made the thing, not so much like what it's, So I guess I just enjoy how they do it.
Right. Sure. So that was one of your inspirations. And what do you have in you're kind of a collector yourself, right?
Oh, totally. Like behind me here, if you can see, I got Michael Myers. There's Critters down here.
Look at that.
Chucky just over here.
Well, there's Chucky. Hey, Chucky, how you doing?
Chucky, yeah.
Wow.
I'm actually doing some fan films with Chucky and Michael Myers this Halloween, so it's going to be pretty fun.
Excellent.
So that's another thing for the YouTube. So
William says Freddy Krueger was his horror nightmare.
Yeah. So okay, that's a question for the audience out there right now. So
somebody
what
said
was
that,
your horror film, kind of the big one, just like William just said, Freddy Krueger. What was your scariest movie guy or film that you watched? We'd love to know. What were you saying, Colin?
Oh, well, that was easy in my era. But before I go there, somebody said they heard that there were NFTs featured in Elvis the Pig movie.
Oh, that
really?
Who found that little nugget out?
My Crypto Adventures. He said, I heard NFTs will be featured on Elvis the Pig movie. That would be awesome.
So actually, I think there is a story behind that, and I think it's pretty cool because it kind of all started with Jason, and maybe I'll just bring him in to add to the conversation because it all started with Jason Witt.
Yo.
Hey, Jason Witt, there he is.
How's it going?
Yeah.
My era was The Exorcist.
That was a good one.
Texas Chainsaw for me.
Oh,
that was a good one too.
Oh, Birds.
I like
the Birds.
Poltergeist.
I like so my favorite of the funny ones, like So I Married an Axe Murderer, stuff like that.
Oh yeah. That if anyone hasn't seen that one, that's great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Comedy horror. And with comedy horror, there the zombie one, what was it called again?
Shaun of the Dead.
Shaun of the Dead.
Come on.
Shaun of
give
the
me
Dead.
some humor.
That's Don, Shaun.
The best zombie. I don't know if I guess it's a horror comedy, right, Jason?
Yeah.
Okay, so there was a statement about NFTs being in Elvis movies. So remind me, how did this all start? Because it was.
I'm trying to remember the start because it kind of took on a life all of its own. And that's the amazing part of it. But like, hey, Garnet, we gotta, let's start getting some NFTs into the movie. Let's start, getting. I really want to pump this movie and get people and get the NFT community interested in Elvis the Pig. So then we're kicking around like the Cute Pig Club but like their kind of community and they're great people, but their community isn't really active right now. So we wanted to, we kind of kicked around that idea, but then I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go for the communities that are like vibrant and going forward and pushing forward with their NFT products, like in crazy ways. So Garnet and I started a little side group called Avatar Actors Guild, and we just started talking to people. In
life, it's SAG, or the Screen Actors.
Starwire Avatar Actors Guild, and we bought a couple Monkees.
Don't ask Jason Mills what he thinks about unions, because
about what?
Actor unions.
Oh geez. Yeah. Well, these ones are a little bit easier because like they're animated. So we're like, let's get them in the movie. Yeah. But that took a life of its own. Like it's people are so excited about it, and we started getting retweets from Ashton Kutcher's producer and stuff like that. And we're like, cool. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because they have their Stoner Cats NFT. So but we kind of dialed it back a bit until because like there were some other things going on, but we got we're still working on it, but Jason and Garnet and I, we got to sit down and really say where we want to take it from here. But
we did end up filming some NFTs from a couple different communities in this film. Jason Mills said, hey guys, you know what, there's a couple places where we could feature this art. It fits into the story, and it's a way that those NFTs can gain value and a little bit of fame. And we're going to include the contract number in the credits of the film. So in the film business, we have what's called the Internet Movie Database, which is IMDb. And if you have a career in film, it's very important that every movie that you're in, you get credit for that. And people can look at your film history. Well, we thought, wait a minute, we can actually register these NFTs in the Internet Movie Database, and for the rest of their life, that particular NFT, that unique NFT, anyone purchasing it in the future will know that particular NFT was part of an amazing movie.
Has been in a movie. Wow.
Yeah. And, we started off, the team, our dev team, has been working on some things yet to be revealed about how to sell movies with NFTs. We never thought, for the life of us, that we would actually be placing NFTs in movies and even paying our actors with NFTs, which is a very powerful concept because they get paid in cash. And of course, what do you do with cash? Well, you spend it on bills and it's gone. But with an NFT like this, it's an asset that is building, growing in value, and something right now that maybe is worth $250, heck, in even 6 months could be enough to buy that actor a brand new Tesla.
Wow.
Yeah. So
we got to say happy birthday to Darren. He's just announced in the chat, happy birthday to me. Well, happy birthday, Darren.
Happy birthday, Darren.
Hopefully you're having a great one. A lot of people are throwing their favorite horror movies up into the chat. Trilogy of Terror. Somebody saying The Shining. I remember that one. That's Hellraiser with the pinhead guy. Remember that?
Oh, yeah,
That was
Hellraiser.
scary.
I actually visited the hotel where the exterior of The Shining was shot.
The Stanley Hotel.
In
William says
no,
it's
Portland.
still there in Colorado.
Really?
Well, that was the interior, but the exterior was shot in Oregon.
Okay.
Out at the ski hill there. Probably Richie knows ski hill, or all you people from Oregon.
Oregon.
All you Oregonians.
Regnos.
Yep.
Let's see. Darren says it's a movie, not a date. Maybe it's not his birthday. I don't know. I'm confused. But if it's your birthday, happy birthday. If that's a movie you like, hey. What are you going to, Jason, what are we going to use as the hashtag tonight?
Ooh.
Oh, hey.
What's Jason?
We haven't got it.
Are you talking to the good looking?
Marty's going to give away the Mendez card, aren't you?
No,
the Mendez card.
No. I'm going to give away front row seats at the NBA game where they sat.
Creature double feature. Night of the Creeps. Wow.
Ooh, scary stuff.
Hey, did you guys ever watch any of the old fashioned movies, like with the old fashioned horror flicks? I saw one when I was a kid, and it was like giant ants or something that came out and
they had a lot of that.
Giant ants. I
The Blob.
I can't remember them.
About the Blob.
Hey, Jason.
Oh yeah, the Blob too.
Do you have any daddy? Sorry to cut you off, Jason. I was on the prize. Go back again. Go ahead, finish up.
Oh yeah, no. I was just wondering if anyone's seen any of those, the old like I don't know, 70s, 80s horror flicks, like with
Frankenstein. I love that one.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's cool too. Yeah, you betcha. But I remember watching one when I was a kid. And really, I can't remember. It had huge ants, and then every once in a while you would see see behind, as if you're an ant with those weird what do you call it? Those weird
fly
eyes. Yeah, you betcha. And walking around, and then huge ants eating people.
I remember that one.
Anyways.
Well, I think everybody's saying it's hashtag daddy. So.
Oh yeah.
Well, okay. So that's what I was going to ask Jason. Jason, do we have any daddy merch, like a daddy shirt or
t-shirts? There's daddy t-shirts and stuff. On my YouTube, on the YouTube Mills Picture Studios, you can get them right on there.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so tell you what, we will do. Starwire will buy one of those t-shirts.
Oh, kind.
For the winner of the show tonight, because so where do we? Oh, I guess we can size it out, or everything online.
Yeah, it's all on there. It's a story. You just go on the link on the trailer, below the trailer. You can see it on the store on YouTube.
Okay.
Barney, make sure that they send you their size, unless JM wants to send one size fits all. But if not, make sure if it's for a child that it's small, and then medium, large, XL, so on and so forth.
Where did Jason go? Did we lose him?
No, I don't think. Oh, he had to go.
Oh yeah,
he had to excuse himself because he had that meeting.
He had to get to things.
Soccer.
He just disappeared.
I mean,
just vanished. The guy. What a guy. He's vanishing.
Oh yeah, that's a
I
movie
had a nice
trick.
outro plan for him, but
Yeah.
He just bailed out.
That's special effects.
Okay.
I don't even know. Oh, look.
Oh,
well, we got
who's
Dora
that?
instead.
Hi.
Dora.
How are you?
I'm good. Good to see you guys.
Nice to see you. Nice to be seen.
Dora's in the house.
we got
And
a
our
full house
special
in the
guest
chat
now,
tonight.
Dora.
We got everybody.
They're waiting for nuggets. We did put we put a forecast in the Twitter this week, and we said there would be nuggets. And of course, tonight we want to give away a little bit. We're gonna deal out a little bit of information at a time. You're not gonna get it all.
Yeah.
It's nugget time.
Yeah.
But as you can tell,
but you didn't tell him, Garney. You didn't tell him it was McDonald's McNuggets, though.
Ooh, that would be nice.
That's what they're getting.
McDonald's nuggets.
McDonald's nuggets. I like that.
McNuggets. That's
We'll
it.
mail them to you. Will it go through the border?
They'll be good. By the time they get there, they'll be good.
Ray,
All right, let's reel this in. Garnet, it's 7:42, and
Okay,
usually we bring you on about now, so why don't you take over the screen? And
darn it, why don't you and JW take over the screen and interact and talk about everything?
What, you guys want to go for a break while we?
No,
we
don't.
I'm turning the show over to you.
But,
okay,
you've got a lot to talk about. So.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Oh yeah.
First, we're gonna
Elvis.
We'll get the giveaway.
Oh, there, yeah, do the giveaway. You're right.
Here we go. Here's the giveaway for the daddy. Who's it going to be? The daddy T-shirt.
Daddy swag.
And you have to take a picture of it and send that.
Santisi brothers. Santisi. Oh, yay, Josh.
Joseph.
Woo, Joseph.
Hey, Joshua.
Joseph.
Yeah.
Joseph. I was wrong. Joseph.
Jose. Joseph.
Cool. Nice. Congratulations on that.
Yeah.
So we're gonna send you that the shirt, but you have to take a picture with it so we can post it on our Twitter channel. And
nice.
Stuff like
for sure. Yeah. That's a
daddy swag.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, so
we got ourselves a model. I like it. There you
go.
Okay, so we are not just a talk show, although we love hanging out, talking music history, movie history. At the core of all this, we, brought this thing together to create a community where films could be made, where music can be made, crowds can discover music in a new way. And for those of you who've walked with Starwire for the last year, you know that we launched the Starwire token, and that's been happening. We've done things, in the DeFi space that have been incredible. But we know that the way we want to, build the community out and begin to engage people in the next season, it was going to be coming through an NFT collection. And tonight we've kind of been hinting all the way through, because right from the beginning of the show, we've been talking about the great ones, right? The legends, and how these people influence us, how they've influenced music and movies through history. And so that is the real kind of theme of this, and the idea of how important collectibles really are to creating great communities. And I did want to play one little video here for you that it kind of caught my attention, because we know the Rolling Stones, they're rock and roll legends, right? And when we think of how did that community, how was it born and how is it formed? And I didn't know until actually heard this story from two other guitar players. We're talking about how the Rolling Stones met. And I'm like, is that a true story or whatever? And then I Googled it on YouTube, and here was the story. So this is Mick Jagger telling this story himself. Let's see what he says here.
I kind of lost track of him because we went to different schools. And then we saw each other on the train station. I think I had these records that I just bought from America. When those times they were so expensive, to get these records imported. You couldn't buy them in England.
This cat's together, right? I mean, he's got Best of Muddy Waters and Rockin' at the Hops by Chuck Berry under his arm, Hey, man. Nice to see you, but where'd you get the records?
All right. So, Marty, do you have some of those records in your collection there?
Which ones? The ones you just showed?
Yeah, Muddy Waters.
Oh, yeah, Muddy Waters, Chuck Berry. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And of course, what was your relationship with the Stones?
Oh, the Stones, the first time was 1966 in Winnipeg, when I was the stage manager for Jerry Shore, a guy that put on shows in Winnipeg, and it was my job to get them on and off the stage. That was the first time in 66. Then years later, I ended up with Michael Cole at CPI, who booked them extensively. He ended up outbidding actually Billy Graham when they were in Montserrat. They were recording in Montserrat, and they were getting ready to do a new tour after their album, and they heard about Michael and actually David Walensky and Jagger and the band flew in there, and they were guests of the Stones. They honored Billy at first, and they said, hey, we're going to have you come in first. And they said, hey, Billy, here's the deal. We've got a new kid in town. We're going to have a talk with him. But first, what have you got? And he said something like, I got 50 shows for you. And, you know, we've worked together for 25 years. So it speaks for itself. I should get it, right? Track record. They said, okay, fine, thank you. He went out. Michael and David went in. They sat down. And they said, hey, so what are you guys all about? You guys tour, you do this, you do that. They said, yeah, we are going to go out on tour, and we're looking, maybe there's an interest. We understand that you have an interest. And Michael and David said, yeah, we do. And they said, well, you know, our fee is da. And they said, no problem. We're fully prepared to give you that. As a matter of fact, we brought half of it in a suitcase right now. So their eyes flew out of their head. They had suitcases full of cash. They didn't know who these guys were. So they said, okay, so you're willing to do this? Yeah. But they said, no disrespect to Billy Graham. We respect him. So we will give Billy his hometown plus a number of shows in the area, like a 200-mile radius, so that he can make some money as well because of his loyalty to you guys. So they said, that's very fair. Give us a minute. And they sent them out. And then about 5 minutes later, one of them came back out and said, okay, you guys come in. And Billy stood up and they said, no, not you, them. And that was the end of Billy. So Billy said, screw you. I don't want any of your dates. I don't need you. Carry on about your business. And it ended up that Michael and David got it. And then Michael ended up managing the Stones and booking the Stones exclusively. And I ended up working for Michael over the years on the Steel Wheels, Babylon, a bunch of them. And I drove them. They had a Christmas here in Vancouver at the Four Seasons, and the merchandiser, which you were talking about, merchandise for our shows and everything, he had made up special band gifts, they called them. And he made up buttons, and he made up patches, and he made up shirts and jackets and everything, some of which you have photographed of me with. And needless to say, he said, I need to get these over to the hotel. And I said, well, listen, I got to drive the band. I can't be loading merchandise up in the back of the van when I've got to take the van out of the Coliseum to the hotel. So I took him back, turned around, came back, picked him up, the merchandiser, and all the merch, brought it back to the Four Seasons, got a bunch of bellmen there, and got the concierge to load it up on carts. And we took it upstairs to the private floor of the Stones, got off the elevator. The security walked us into a giant room where they all were there with their wives and girlfriends and everything. And Norman just kept saying to me, open that box, open this box, open that box. And he was like Santa Claus. He pulled out everything and anything. He must have given them minimum 10 different gifts each, which I thought was a really class move on Norman Perry's behalf. A true old friend of mine, but a great move on his behalf. And I ended up seeing them. And then SARS, of course, 550,000 people, the Guess Who, Rush, AC/DC, ourselves, plus numerous bands. We were there. They had the train. they had the only train from Toronto there. Either you got on their train or you couldn't get there. You'd have to walk. So we weren't about to walk.
How big was the SARS again?
SARS was 550,000 people.
So think about, you know, what started off like say a guy having a collection, a little collection that started just the small community of the band, the Stones, right?
Correct.
And how it grew to influence and grow. And it's like, of course, like at Starwire, that's our dream. We have a small team. We have, you know, kind of the faithful Starwire community and supporters who've been coming out. And that's us. Like we are that small group right now. And we know that if we put together a collection of NFTs, this is going to rally us at this point as a community. And so we all know we want that. And we know that we have just a taste of some of the access that we want to give to our community.
That's true.
Whoever's going to hold these, that's, you know, like say we talked about the access, the backstage passes, you know, and I mean, we've got more ideas.
We've got
to us every week of, you know, stuff planned for our community. But tonight was going to be about the idea. Of course, we need to wrap this in. It's got to have a theme, and again, we were talking about the great ones. So, what is the greatest of all time? Right? If we talk about the greatest of all time musicians, the greatest of all time music producers, the greatest of all time horror movies, the greatest of all time. What is the greatest
of all time? Exactly.
Yeah.
Stars.
So there's a word that represents the greatest of all times, and what is that?
Well, let the people in the chat figure that one out. Welcome, Lulia, by the way. Nice to see you.
Can't pull one over on Marty. Marty's too quick for you, Garnet.
What? Yeah. Marty shared it. So we had this idea of
he didn't hear it anyways.
Of all the animal kingdom, we felt what
there we go. Terry's got it. Grant's got it.
Yeah,
hey,
Christopher.
See, all the guys have got it, Garnet. You just got to give them a little carrot. Dangle a carrot there.
There you go.
greatest of all time.
We got smart people. That's right. We got tons of smart people.
All-stars.
We believe you guys.
We're the smart channel, man. We're the.
That's right. That's right.
You guys are the goats. And actually, a goat. It's become. It used to be kind of this thing. You'd say, "Oh, you old goat." But now the goat it's the best compliment you can give. Like it is it's a real term of endearment, and it's a theme that we're going to continue. We want to bring the goats to this Startalk on Jason's movie channel. He wants to bring the greats there. So we've started this collection. It's going to be 10,000 amazing goats.
10,000 goats.
And I think we're going to have some fun with the goats. So just as a sneak peek, I thought I would share some.
Here comes the nuggets.
So,
drum roll, please, for the nuggets.
Okay, now keep in mind.
I thought that was the nugget.
What's that?
I thought that was the nugget.
Well, you don't think we should show these guys
Okay, no. Come on. Give me. I'll take as many nuggets as I can get. Come on, I love nuggets.
No, okay, I'm telling you, people out there. Okay, the goats are they're being created as we speak. So they're not complete, but I think we wanted to show you guys a little bit, kind of the goats. Just some ideas we have for the goats. The base goats. These are friendly goats. These are handsome goats. So these aren't the final goats, because the final.
Grant
goats,
says, "Show us the goat. We want goats."
Yeah, all I can see is like some boy band on stage or something.
Okay. I'm going to show you the goats without the guitars. Now, these goats are designed to play instruments But here we
Wow.
go.
Full screen. Full screen. Full screen.
Hey, baby goat. Hello, baby goat.
Wow, look at that.
So
goatee.
Goatee.
These are
Yes, they're going to be goat NFTs.
These are some of the
Man, what fantastic artwork. I mean, this
coming
is
to you soon.
These are and so we have there. You'll notice there is
that
a
a gold
difference. If you notice this
Purple
girl's
goat.
eyes, there's
Nice.
a difference. There's male and female. You check out
Oh,
those
yeah.
eyelashes.
beautiful.
So we've got some female goats, some male goats.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
They're just
Oh,
looking
wow.
pretty good.
Oh, man.
They're beautiful, handsome goats. I think they were
friendly.
designed after real life goats. You know,
Nice.
we've been studying a lot about goats. There's some really crazy, there's goats that like to go on rooftops. There's other ones called fainting goats that are quite funny. But let me show you let me show you some different goat horns. Now these aren't finalized.
Wow. Is that
These are kind of, you'll see these are kind of crystal, special kind of horns.
Ray says goat.
Oh, yeah. There we go. I like that guy. That's my favorite right there.
Oh,
This is kind of like a ZZ Top hat.
We had different hats.
You got the goat hairdos. This is kind of the shofar goat horns. That's kind of a Keith Richards goat.
like that
It's like
one.
a bandana he used.
It was kind of some Rasta in there.
Cool goat.
Rocky
Yeah.
Mountain goats.
Oh, there.
That's like
there
a
we go.
slash. A
slash
kind of goat.
Oh, these are going to be fantastic. Everybody
Yeah.
is
Everybody's going to want
the
those.
chat's
Anyway.
lighting up. People are
Yeah.
Yeah, for just throughout the week as we start to dial these in, we're gonna reveal a little bit more, and of course how the collection is actually going to function, some of the rewards, and there's a reason that we're bringing showing you guys there's movies out there. We're going to be connecting these NFTs, giving you access. It's gonna be fun to have these goats in your hand. So,
really exciting. A lot of people, goat-tacular, goat pre-sale, goats galore. Love the hat, love the horns, goat giveaway.
Yeah.
Larry says they're going to be awesome. Goat farming. I see some clapping hands from MJ.
Cool.
We want goats from Kevin.
Oh, golden horn goat. Oh,
I can't keep up with the chat. That people are really excited about these.
That's right.
They're
Give me
hip.
some goats. I don't know if I could even just own one of those, man. I want about 5 of them.
Yeah.
Well, we got
What do you
1
think?
minute left here. We're creeping
want
up
a
on
herd.
the hour.
I want a herd.
Goats to go. Goats to go.
Let's go goats.
Let's go goats. Right.
So anyway, we had a reflective show today. We were looking back on the greatest of all time. And when I started out at the beginning talking about whether it was Roy Orbison or Kenny Rogers or some of the Rolling Stones, the people we've been talking about on the show for the last 14 episodes,
Right.
there's all been a lead up into the greatest of all time, which are going to be
Come
the
on.
Starwire goats.
Come on down.
And you've seen a sneak preview tonight. And it's great to see more people in the chat. Invite your friends next week. We've got some wonderful guests lined up. We're starting to have to people want to come on the show now. So we've got a calendar that's starting, and a few people are lined up, which I think will be very exciting for you to get to meet in person. I don't believe we're doing a Discord tonight, are we, Garnet?
Jason, are you going to be? Can you hang out there for a bit?
I can hang out. Yeah, of course.
Yep.
I love hanging out there.
If you guys want to chat a little bit, we can. Yeah. Jason will be there. I can hang out there for a little bit.
Bring your pictures of the goats. I mean, never mind.
Anyway, once again, thanks everybody for being part of the show tonight, and stay tuned for Startalk next week.
Exactly.
And
Number 15.
glad you guys. We've got some really good feedback on the goats. The best is yet to come, so stick
You
around.
guys deserve it. You work hard.
And we'll see you in the Discord channel.
Ciao now.
Love you guys, love what you do. Good job.